Hello 6th and 7th grade band students. In this video, we're going to be learning how to complete one of our next big band assignments. And this is required for all current 6th and 7th grade band students. And if you're also signed up to be in band next year, then this will count as your audition, so we know which band class to put you in. So we try to make it as convenient as possible. The only things you need are your instrument and either a computer, Chromebook, or your iPad with a functioning microphone. Now, if you don't have a working microphone, then we need to know as soon as possible, and we will help you figure out how to get that fixed so that we can all take care of this. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is go to the Flipgrid link that you've been provided with, probably on Google Classroom. And once you are there, your screen will look something like this, and there will be instructions here. It's important that you always read instructions, and then read it again, and then read it a third time, just to make sure you don't miss anything. So this Flipgrid, I know sometimes whenever you do a Flipgrid, you can see everyone's submissions, but you'll notice this is moderated, which means that you will not be able to see other people's submissions. Only us band directors will be able to see what you turn in. So no worries there. Now we're gonna open up our audition music and scales. And best case scenario, if you have a printer, go ahead and find your music and print it out. You'll notice that it starts with flute, but it has every instrument in this large file. So I'm going to scroll down to trumpet because that's what I play. I don't have a printer, so you'll see me switching between tabs, and if you have to do that, that is totally fine. Okay, so the music consists of two main parts. There's an etude, which you can either play part or all of, and then you have your scales. And in those scales, you'll see that there's a page of 1 octave scales worth a maximum of 10 points each. And then there's another page with 2 octave scales, which are worth 15 points each. Now, each instrument has a different amount of 2 octave scales depending on how that instrument functions. Woodwinds, you'll have way more. In fact, most of these will be 2 octaves for you. Brass will only have a couple, but that's okay. So for trumpets, the only two are concert F, which is trumpet G, and the chromatic scale. So if I were to play those, I would get 15 points each. But if I plan on doing my concert F 2 octave scale, then I don't need to also play the 1 octave scale, right? That would be redundant. So I'll just do the 2 octave scale. And that's it. Etude, scales. Easy. Okay, so let's look at our etude. You'll notice it does have a tempo marking. So if you have access to a metronome, that's ideal. But if you don't, check it out. I'm going to go to our friendly google.com, type in the word, metronome. And if you don't know how to spell it, pause the video, there it is, metronome. And Google gives us a free metronome. So if you remember, that tempo was marked at 120. Okay, there it is. And there you have it. Okay, so I have my music, I have my metronome, I read my instructions. Now, let's make our video. Now, if you're familiar with Flipgrid, you might not need to watch all of this. However, there are a couple key things that I'll be talking about. So this record button obviously means you start your recording. And now I'm going to turn my metronome back on. I'm going to go to my music. I'm going to start playing. Okay, so you might think I messed up on accident. However, we need to talk about if you mess up in your audition, what to do. If I press this pause button right here, then you'll notice this little, I don't know what you call that, this little meter right here, it didn't erase. So when I pause the video, and if I restart it, it's going to continue where I left off. So that material I just recorded is not deleted. Now, if I really hate that I played wrong notes, then I would click this redo button and it's going to trash everything I just did. The reason I asked you if you're sure, well, we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to try again. And I forgot to talk about this, but you'll notice the etude is broken up into 3 parts. Everybody, all 6th and 7th grade students, will be completing level 1, which is measure 1 through measure 11. And then if you wish to gain additional points and sort of, earn a spot in a higher band at your school, then you would also continue with measures 12 through 19. And if you want even more points, keep going, 20 to the end. So let's try this again. We're recording. Okay. And yes, I could have done much better, but we're going to pretend that was perfect. We're going to pretend I love that, and we're going to move on. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm not done though, right? Because that was my etude, but now I have some scales to play. And I already established I will be playing from the 2-octave scales page because I want to be in top band. That's my goal. Okay, before I do it, I'll just talk about it. If I were to start playing my scales right now, and I play concert B flat, nailed it, concert E flat, killed it, concert A flat, I messed up. I forgot that it has a concert D flat in there. Then what I would have to do, I would have to make a choice. Because again, I can only delete the entire video. So we're gonna pretend I nailed that etude, and then I nailed a couple scales, but then on my third one, I messed up. So at this point, I have to decide. Do I want to trash my video and start everything over, re-record everything I just did? Or do I want to live with the fact that I didn't do so well on my A flat scale and just keep going? Choice you have to make. So let me do my scales real quick. There we go. You don't have to play your scales as fast as I did if you're not there yet. Don't worry, you'll get there. So now I'm done with all my music. I'm gonna stop my video. And once I'm done, again, you always have the choice to delete everything you've done. You can't delete snippets. So if I did each scale as a snippet, or like my etude as one chunk and then I paused it and then I kept going, you can't delete only part of your video. Like I said, it's all or nothing. But I'm content with that, so I will click next. Again, we're pretending that I nailed that etude. You can listen and review. And at this stage, you probably know as much about Flipgrid as I do. I guess you can crop it. Careful though, you don't want to delete anything valuable, right? Confirm. There we go, okay. And complete. And check it out, my video is not here, so no one can see it except your band directors. And then you're done. Easy peasy. Now, if I forgot to talk about anything, or if you still have any questions, Or again, if your microphone doesn't work, make sure you ask your band director any questions that you have. Good luck.